Welcome, everyone. This is Deborah Burns from New England Inns and Resorts, and I'd like to welcome you to Meta Media. Why use social media? Why social media is important? Meta Media is a bronze level sponsor that will be attending our annual conference at the Samoset Resort this fall, and we're very excited to welcome them to teach our members some social media best practices this morning. We are going to be recording this session, and we will share that as well as an evaluation, any resources as far as the deck and some contact information for Meta Media. And we ask you to please hold your questions till the very end of the session. So I would like to introduce Lissa Goldberg and Lauren Metter to begin our session, and thank you all for attending.
Great, thanks, Deborah.
Thanks, Deborah.
Yeah, so hi, everyone. We're definitely excited to be a partner of New England Inns and Resorts. We have loved, just with our company, working within the hospitality industry for over 5 years now. We definitely have a lot to cover today, so we will be breezing through this webinar a bit. But of course, it's being recorded, and you'll get the deck after, so you can have easy access to it. And of course, feel free to reach out with any questions you might have. So now Lauren is going to dive in a little bit more about us.
So hi everyone, so Meta Media, we're a boutique full service social media marketing agency, and we're based in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
There's us on the map.
So we were founded in 2013 by me. So I'm Lauren Metter, the founder and president, and then Lissa Goldberg on the line as well as the VP and co-owner. And then Sierra Unsworth here is our hospitality division manager. So she actually works with Hotel Commonwealth over by Fenway, the official hotel of the Boston Red Sox. So we're gonna have a lot of examples from that. So yeah, I founded the company in 2013. So we've had the company for a little over 5 years now, and we've grown a lot in that time, from 1 employee and 8 clients to now we have a staff of 17, managing the social media for more than 50 different clients actually. So this slide just goes over a little bit of the types of clients that we do. So obviously hotels, we started doing a lot of social media for luxury residence and apartment buildings, mixed use developments like Boston Landing over in Brighton. And then we do the social media for a lot of restaurants and bars. So like Lissa said, we do really specialize in the hospitality industry.
Yep, absolutely. So in terms of what we do, we have a lot of people, my parents, every time I see them included, say, but what do you actually do? Like, what do you do for your clients? What is your business? So here's a little bit of what we do. I obviously won't dive into all of this, but we do everything for our clients. So we're full service when it comes to social media. So that stems from everything from coming up with a strategy to implementing that strategy, to on-site visits for professional quality photo and video creation, scheduling out all your content, taking on our clients' voices. We also specialize in outreach, so like connecting to your local communities. So of course with Hotel Commonwealth, that's connecting to Kenmore Square in Boston, or they're on BU's campus, or Red Sox, so all of that kind of stuff. We're very into being social on social media. We also take care of interaction. Because social media is so 24/7 now, you really need someone who's on it. So we monitor all of our clients' channels. We say 24/7. Of course, you need to take some time to sleep, but when we're awake, we're there, and we see if someone messages a restaurant or a business or whatever it is and says, hi, you open, or I have a question, we're there to respond. And then at the end of every month, we also send full detailed reporting to all of our clients. It's important with your own social strategies, not to just be throwing things and see what happens. You really should be tracking and analyzing to be like, oh, our followers responded well to this post, or we had high follower growth this month. Let's see why. Of course, we create thumb-stopping content, as we like to say. So now, especially on Instagram, people just mindlessly scroll. They really do. And you need to be thinking about what you can be posting from your business to make that thumb stop and to make them listen to what you have to say. So we do that for our clients. We work hand in hand to determine voice and goals. We actually do a lot of social media advertising as well. We come up with fresh new content ideas. Social media right now is such a competitive market, and all of your competitors are definitely on social. So it's always about what can I do that's creative and fun and fresh and will make me stand out from my competition. We also work with local influencers, which we'll definitely get into later on in this presentation. And like I said, we monitor all online feedback.
So the good news is we're going to go over how to do a lot of that today. So this is what we're going to cover. First, just what to post on social media from your hotel, how to get started with that strategy. Second, we're going to be going over customer service and sparking conversations, because social media is supposed to be social after all. And then something that you guys will probably be very interested in is how to grow your following. We have some good tips for that. Third, we're going to just breeze over social media advertising. And fourth, we're going to go after influencers.
All good things. So, first section, does your hotel need to be on social media? Yes. Why? Here are a couple of value stats for the hospitality industry specifically. I won't dive into all of them, but I mean, more and more, even we've seen with our own staff or with friends and family of mine, people don't really use travel agents anymore. Now they're heading to social media to check out hotels or to check out destinations before they plan their trip and decide where they want to book a stay. 83% of people actually use social media as a source of travel inspiration, and 93% say that the visual appearance of a product or a place or whatever it is on social media influences their purchasing decision.
Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I went to Italy last summer, and I definitely looked up the hotels that we were going to stay at on Instagram first, because then you get this authentic feeling of the pictures of people that have actually been to that hotel, and you can kind of just explore on Instagram, which is awesome.
Absolutely. More reasons to embrace social. We think that they're countless, of course, but here are a couple that we put down. Engaging with your guests. Your guests are most definitely posting on social media while staying at your property. Why not comment on those and say thank you for staying with us? You can also answer questions and address concerns. Social media is definitely the new customer service. With our client, Hotel Commonwealth, who we've worked with for 3+ years, people will literally Facebook message them to book a reservation now. And imagine you miss out on that and you miss that booking. With social media, you can also attract new guests and new audience and new potential customers through influencer collaboration, social media advertising, and just making yourself look like a good place to stay. And then plus your competition, like I said, is most definitely on social. So you want to make sure that you're staying ahead.
Okay, so now we're going to get started on what to post on social media. So the first thing you want to start with a social media strategy is goals. So we would recommend writing down 3 to 5 goals for your business. And we've given you a top 4 goal right here. So the first one is brand awareness. So on social media, getting your hotel's name out there and your brand out there online. You can do it hundreds to thousands of times per day with just posting on social media. The second is obviously to increase bookings. Now is a great time to do this because the summer is coming. So you can use social media to actually drive traffic to your website and to your contact us or online booking system. The third is customer service. So you can use social media. It's a great form of marketing that allows for a two-way conversation with your customers. You want to answer questions, you want to respond to all reviews, positive and negative, and you can use it to build relationships with past and current guests. We say that sometimes just saying thank you for checking into our hotel can create a loyal repeat customer, which is really good. And the last one is just highlighting the people and the staff at your hotel that make you guys special. So we do a lot of staff spotlights, we do a lot of team photos of the hotel, and that's a really good morale boost for the people that work for you, because a lot of times you'll see hundreds of people commenting on those staff spotlights being like, I came into the hotel, I loved working with Cindy, it was an awesome experience.
Yep.
Okay, so where does content come from? This is kind of the first question. We have a really good list here. So the first one, user-generated content. So you should be using, when people are checking into your hotel, when they're posting on Instagram while they're there, you want to always be searching social media for photos taken at your location. So basically you can go into Instagram and you can search your hotel's geotag on Instagram. You can also search for tagged photos when people tag you when they post them. Mentions, you can search your hotel name as a hashtag, etc. So there's so much free content out there that people are already probably posting at your hotels. You should definitely reshare that content on your feeds, reshare it in your Instagram stories, and again, say thank you guys so much for stopping by. The second one, bloggers and influencers. So we're going to go over this in more detail, but you should be absolutely collaborating with lifestyle and travel influencers. What you can do is offer them something like, a one-night stay in exchange for posts on their feeds. So we'll go over more of this later, but a lot of times these influencers will take these super high quality photos at your hotel, and then in exchange for the one-night stay, they'll let you use those photos. So it's another really great way to get that content. The third one, professional photo shoots. We would definitely highly recommend contracting out a local photographer to come in and take photo shoots of your hotel. Maybe do it once a quarter, so you just have so many of those high quality pics to share throughout that quarter on social media.
And listen, those professional photographers, professional is relative, you're not using these photos for a magazine or whatever it is. You could even contract out to a local photography student at a nearby college. As long as they're beautiful, they're well composed, you have someone who has that eye, that's really all that you need.
And then the last type of content is just on-site of the moment content. So if you have any team members on site or people that work for you that love social media, they're always on their phones, they're always on Instagram, feel free to get your whole team involved with contributing to the content for your hotel. So just let, whether it's like managers or just people that like to take photos, have them text them to you, have them contribute to the social.
Yep, absolutely. So then we have some hotel specific content ideas.
Okay. Yes, so highlighting your city is a huge thing. We do this a lot for Hotel Commonwealth. So show how much you love your local city and town by reposting beautiful photos, especially of local trending events. So for example, for Hotel Commonwealth, we have this whole campaign that's called Be More Boston. And we search some really popular destinations around Boston, like the Public Garden or, Fenway Park. Search those geotags and find the most beautiful photos. And you can reshare those on your Instagram feed as long as you credit the person that took the photo. So you could turn your feed into this beautiful portrait of what it's like to be in the town where all the travelers are coming for your hotel, and it'll look really good.
And honestly, those are some of our most popular posts. They'll get 500 plus likes and engagement. People love seeing a beautiful city photo.
Property features, so obviously all of the amenities, the amazing amenities you have at your hotel, pool, beachside locations, exterior shots of the property, private event spaces. So, if you book weddings, that's a huge thing. Make sure you take pictures of those event spaces. Definitely when you have the weddings at your hotel, make sure you get a bunch of photos at that time so that you can reuse them to promote weddings at your space.
And luckily, people always post their own wedding photos on social, so just keep an eye out for being tagged in those photos because you can reshare those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Accommodations, so comfy looking beds, bathroom amenities, if you offer some special upscale products, skincare, stuff like that, just any aspect that sets your rooms apart.
If you have rooms, Wi-Fi with coffee, perfect for people who are working, just make sure to be highlighting that.
Breakfast in bed, things like that.
People love breakfast in bed.
People love breakfast.
That's a big one.
We went over staff spotlights, but just getting your team in action, I think, is fun. Making sure it's create some sort of emotional response in the picture. So the staff smiling or helping a customer could be better than just a staff headshot, for example. And then on-site dining, like we said, breakfast in bed, dine in the restaurant.
So customer service and sparking conversations. This is a big one. I mean, there are so many reasons why you should be engaging your audience on social media. As we always say, social media is about being social. It's not a bulletin board for you to post your updates on. Yes, posting beautiful photos of your hotel and everything is good. You need to show what you have to offer, but it's also about having conversations. And we always say you wouldn't ignore a guest in person, so why are you ignoring them on social media? Respond to all questions you receive on social, whether it's a DM, which is a direct message, so a private message, or if someone comments on one of your posts saying, oh my God, this looks amazing, or tags a friend, be sure to respond to that. even if it's a simple thank you, sometimes we just do like a little emoji or a quick phrase that matches your voice. And then not only is this good customer service, but it actually helps your post rank higher in the dreaded Facebook and Instagram algorithms. So when you post on Facebook and Instagram, as everyone knows, you could have 10,000 followers, but your post will only be served to a small percentage of those. However, the more likes and engagements that a post gets, the more Facebook and Instagram will rank that higher in the algorithm and therefore show that to more people. So here on the right is just obviously an example of good customer service. It's a local Italian restaurant that we manage here at Meta Media, and we post a picture of their sauce. People are obsessed with the sauce. So with everyone who commented, oh my God, best sauce everywhere, whatever it is, we say, so happy to hear, thank you, amazing, thanks, just to show them we're listening and you're not talking to no one here. Sparking conversations. We wouldn't recommend this for every post, of course, but it can be good when you post on social, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, to do a post that makes people want to respond. So for instance, we manage the social media for another Italian restaurant here in Boston called The Chateau. They're a local chain with 8 locations, very beloved, all about Italian family dining. So we went ahead and we created some posts for them that really make people want to respond. So whether it's a fill in the blank, like the first post, a cute little guess the dish with emojis, like the second post, or doing trivia, like the third post. Trivia is something that definitely every kind of business can do. And you'll see 26 comments, 22 comments, 79 comments, and that is all organic. None of these have been touched with an advertisement or anything. We've also talked about monitoring guest posts on social media. So besides responding to comments that people are commenting on your own posts, you should go in, whether it's once a week, I wouldn't say once a month, I would say once a week. When you have the chance, you have someone who has the chance, and look at all photos being taken on your property. That's as easy as clicking the geotag in your post. There's also a search feature on Instagram. So you click it like we show in this Hotel Commonwealth Boston example, and then on the right, it shows top and recent photos taken there using that geotag. We would head over to recent because you want to see, the most recent posts take there. Go in, see what posts are taken, comment on them, see what people are saying about you. It just shows your guests you're listening and that you appreciate their business. Plus, like Lauren said before, that's where you can find a lot of good guest content to reshare. Follower growth, it seems that a lot of businesses that come to us today are saying, I need followers. Where do I get them from? How does it happen? What do I do? So especially on Instagram, you can do a lot of behind the scenes work, sparking conversations to help grow your following. But you can also go into Instagram and like or comment on the photos of people likely to stay at your property. So for instance, if you are, I'll just give Hotel Commonwealth again, the easiest example to think of. If I'm Hotel Commonwealth, their on-site dining is called Eastern Standard, an award-winning restaurant here in Boston. I could go in and follow people who follow Eastern Standard, or comment on their photos or like their photos. And then who knows, when they're thinking of a staycation in Boston, maybe they'll think of Hotel Commonwealth and maybe they'll also want to follow us. You can do the same thing when it comes to competing local hotels. If they've stayed there, maybe they'll want to stay with you next. Of course, all this kind of stuff can take time. There are programs and apps that can automate this process for you. Captivate, which we've screenshotted here on the right, is one of those. It basically takes what I just said and automates it. So you could enter in an influencer, for instance, a competing local hotel, and then find similar followers to your followers, select follow, and then they do the rest over time for you. So there's a lot of different ways you can grow your following. We'll also get into growing following on Facebook a little later on in this presentation.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think we're actually doing really good on time right now.
We're doing perfect on time.
We only have 10 minutes left. Okay.
Great.
So now we're just going to touch upon advertising. So is your property currently taking advantage of Facebook's advertising tools? So Facebook actually makes it really easy to take your money. That's why Facebook is a huge business right now.
True.
In exchange for awareness, engagements, lead generation, and website clicks. And the really good thing about Facebook advertising is you get a lot of bang for your buck. Like you can just put a little bit in and it actually goes a really long way. So you can launch ads across all different types of platforms. The biggest ones we'd say for hotels are, Facebook and Instagram for sure. And you do this all through Facebook's ad manager, which should be built into your business page.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Facebook owns Instagram. So that's why it's all in one place there.
So if you actually go into the ads manager and launch the ad on Facebook and just select auto placements, it's going to go on all of these channels.
Yep.
So the most important thing with advertising is to create a targeted audience. And you want to just think about the users that are most likely to book rooms and packages at your hotel. So for example, when you go to create the ad, you can do things like target them by location. So you could do, your hotel's zip code plus 5 miles or plus 10 miles. Or say you want to target all of New England, then you could do like, Connecticut, New York, like everything that's close around your hotel. And then you can also target demographics based on like interests, things like that. So you could say parents, families. If you were doing a private events ad for booking rooms at your hotel, you could target people that work at companies. You can even target job titles. Yeah. So, I would just recommend exploring a little bit, going into Facebook Ads Manager and browsing through all the different audience options, and then kind of building out a couple different audiences.
Something we found to be very successful for Hotel Commonwealth, like different audiences that we found that really work. For instance, with weddings and booking weddings, you can literally target people who have recently gotten engaged in your area. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Or for some of their packages that they'll launch during school vacation week, you can target moms of young kids. So just poke around in there. It's really good.
And I think you can still do the income brackets. So you can do like
net worth.
Yeah, you can do like top 10% net worth if you're trying to find high income individuals. But funny story, I actually found my wedding photographer from a Facebook ad.
So people book.
It works really, really well for wedding things.
Yep.
So yeah, we would recommend starting with as little as $100 per ad, and letting Facebook optimize your budget across ad sets. So basically you can test like two or three different creatives or 2 or 3 different audiences versus each other. And it's a constant learning thing, just test, see what works, and then just do more of what works.
And if this is something that people are interested in, let us know in the feedback. We could do an entire class on advertising. I feel like this is the kind of thing that you could really dive into.
So we're just going to go through a couple of the different advertising objectives. So when you go into your Facebook Ads Manager, the first thing you do is pick the objective, and you'll see a screen just pop up. So one of the biggest ones is website clicks, and this is the one that we use the most. So basically, this would allow you to drive clicks to the booking page of your website, or to a page with, a package you're trying to promote, or even a private events information page, just any page on your website that you're trying to drive traffic to. So the average CPC, which means cost per click, for the travel and hospitality industry is only 63 cents. So that's one of the lowest cost per clicks in all industries, beat only by the apparel industry. And you can kind of like understand that because you probably get ads for clothes like all the time on Instagram. People actually buy a lot of clothes through social media. So it's great to see that the cost per click of travel is so low. For some of our clients like Microsoft, for example, like tech companies, it's like $2 plus. For insurance companies, it's like $3. So that's what we're saying, like a little bit of your money on Facebook and Instagram advertising will go a long way.
Yep, and then here's some examples just along the bottom of some ads we've run for the hotel.
For clicks, yeah. So some more objectives. So post engagement, engagement ads can be used to just draw more attention and eyes to a post. So an engagement on social media, that's a like, a comment, or a share on a post. So what you are basically doing is just boosting posts that already live on your page. It's good for posts where you're not linking off to your website, just like a really good post that you want more people to engage with. You can just throw like a $50 boost into that. The next one, page likes. So want more followers, likes for your Facebook page? You can launch page likes ads. This is all pay to play. We found these very effective for all of our clients, like across the board. So as far as price per page like, it can range from 50 cents to about $1. But what we would recommend doing is starting your first page likes ad and maybe putting $100 into it. See how many page likes you get for $100 and then set a goal that you want to get to. So it's like, I want to get to $5,000 and I know that each page like
5,000 likes.
5,000
Yeah,
likes.
yeah.
And I know that each page like costs 50 cents. So then you can kind of be like, I know exactly how much money I need to get to my goal.
And you could also test a couple different page likes, creative, and see what's getting you a lower cost per like. So for instance, here's an example of a page likes ad on the right. This is one that we've run for Boston Landing, which is a mixed use development owned by New Balance here in Brighton, Massachusetts. You'll see that there's a little play sign on it because it's actually a slideshow video. And we've seen that for them, slideshow video ads get the lowest cost per like. So you can experiment with that yourself.
Mm-hmm. And then just to note, the page likes feature, like growing your following by putting money into it, doesn't currently exist for Instagram. So you want to use an app like Captivate or just like go in and follow a bunch of people. That's how you build your Instagram following.
Yeah, we're petitioning for it, but nothing yet.
And then the final thing is event responses. So if you're hosting a public event on your property, you can create a Facebook event and then boost that Facebook event to encourage RSVPs and awareness.
Yep.
And then the final one is lead generation. So obviously to generate leads, it's one of the most expensive types of ads, but you're actually asking users to directly enter their email. So if you look at this example from Hotel Commonwealth at the bottom, you can actually create a form that pops up within Facebook. So it's like, are you interested in exclusive offers from Hotel Commonwealth? Put in your email and your full name. And then Facebook will basically collect all of the leads that you get, and you can just have your sales team like reach out to them. Obviously more expensive, but for good leads, it's more worth it. You're getting like direct business from this. So a good way to start is to ask yourself, what is a wedding lead worth? That could bring in a lot of money. So if the lead's only costing $10, but you're getting a whole wedding book for it, definitely worth it.
Right. Absolutely. Corporate events, weddings, newsletter signups, whatever it is, these forms can be really beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the last couple minutes, you have to forgive me if I go over like 1 minute, but we'll go into influencers. I'll do a brief overview. So an influencer, a lot of people say, what is that? An influencer is an individual who has the power to affect purchase decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, position, or relationship with their audience. An individual who has a following in a particular niche who they actively engage with. So I just literally Googled top Instagram influencers. This is a lot that popped up. The last one on the lower right is a local influencer, Tiffany from Boston Foodies, that we work with a lot here at Mentor Media for our restaurant client. She has 150,000 followers. You'll see everyone else here. Someone 16 million, 1.5 million, 11 million. There are influencers in every sort of category, whether it's fitness, foodie, lifestyle, travel, which is what you'd be working with. Influencers exist on Instagram. Collaborations. Why collaborate with an influencer? 3 reasons we kind of put here. Awareness. When they post about your property on their Instagram, of course, your property is now being exposed to their 1 million followers, 50,000 followers, whatever it is. And people also trust these influencers' advice and judgment. It feels more authentic than seeing an ad from you. And it's more like a friend posting a suggestion. Follower growth, you'll gain followers whenever you work with an influencer simply from having your brand exposed to their followers, but you also can have them give away a night stay, dinner, whatever it is from your hotel hosted on their Instagram. Like you can see, we collaborated recently with Stroller in the City from Hotel Commonwealth Boston. She's a mommy influencer who lives in New York. We had her travel to Boston and she did amazing. She posted a couple photos from the property and hosted a giveaway, and we got a lot of followers out of it. And then the last part that we mentioned earlier in this presentation is user-generated content. So influencers are pros at making themselves look good online. That's what they do. And therefore, they're going to make your property look good along with it. You can then, in turn, reshare those photos. Some best practices, and I promise as we're wrapping up here, is being direct. So being direct with influencers in terms of, hi, we're giving you a 1-night stay or 2-night stay, whatever it is. In turn, you need to give us X, Y, and Z. Don't leave it up to question, make everything laid out for them. Yes, Lauren.
Quick question, Lissa.
Okay.
How would you recommend people find and then reach out to influencers?
So influencers, there are lists. If you Google top influencers New England, you'll find them. It's true. But if you look at Instagram as well, you can see top posts taken or top photos taken at any given location. And then if you search those profiles, you can see, oh, wait, this person has 10,000 followers and they live locally. Maybe I'll reach out to them.
And then do you reach out to them via email or Instagram usually?
So most influencers, they want to collaborate. They want these free things. Why wouldn't they? So they put their email in their Instagram bio. So you should be able to just email them right from there. And if they don't have it, you could try sending them a direct message over Instagram.
Thanks.
No problem. Other best practices for influencers as we wrap up, give them a VIP experience. Influencers are very much the new press. So make sure your whole team, whether, everyone on the team knows that they're coming, to be prepared, to really treat them like a VIP. Sometimes what we'll do before an influencer stays at Hotel Commonwealth is we'll put together a stay form, giving the team some background information on that influencer so they could be really prepared. And then, of course, choose wisely. Make sure this influencer is the right demographic for your audience. They're the right kind of person that you'd want staying at the hotel. We did it. Questions? 1 minute over.
Great job, guys. We're going to
Thank you.
open it up to questions. If anyone has a question, please use the question box within the GoToWebinar widget. We do have one, and it's a little bit more information on that Captivate for Instagram app you mentioned. So you said you automated it, and from that point on, does it gather followers for you, or is it something you need to do more on a sort of regular scheduled basis?
So you probably should do it like once every 2 weeks or so. But basically it's an app, you download it and you kind of look up similar accounts to your hotel or local accounts. So say you have a hotel in Burlington, Vermont. You could look up a bunch of restaurants and like other like big Instagram accounts around Burlington, Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
You input those accounts into the app. And basically the app, then you just forget about it and the app goes in for you and follows a bunch of people that follow the accounts that you put in. So instead of having to do it like manually,
Which is honestly something that we've had our interns do in years past. So
yeah, it's really time consuming. It'll kind of just run in the background. So you could select like 4,000 people that follow some of these influential accounts that are local to you, and it'll go through and follow all 4,000 of them.
over time, not all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I hope that helped answer the question.
I think so. Yeah. So it looks like that's it for questions. We're going to give it another sort of 5 to 6 seconds and let someone, if they're in the middle of typing. But I want to thank both of you for lots of information. You can, certainly spend hours and hours on social media. So we appreciate your time today. Look forward to seeing all of you. And it looks like that is it for questions. So we're wrapping up. I thank all of you for attending, and please pay attention for the follow-up email that you will receive from me. And once again, thank you to Lissa and Lauren from Metter Media.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much.
We appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Take care.
Bye.